I want to understand what was that process when you joined Lazada? Why? First of all, why did you join Lazada, and how did you switch multiple roles? And talk to me also about that transition pre-acqui and post, because that's a totally different paradigm shift when that happened.
All right. So how I got into Lazada was, so you mentioned that I had that short chocolate stint, no,
Yep.
with Hershey's. Although that time I was not really, I was not really doing well with my boss back then. No? So
Got it.
parang, okay,
That's fine.
needed to sort of like look for another thing.
Got it.
Right. Actually, that sort of like led the birth of two things. No. I
Okay.
mean, me going to Lazada and then the other is Boozy. No. But
Ah,
I'll talk
this
about-
happened together at the same time.
in a way,
Wow,
sort of like
okay.
that. So I'll talk about Boozy later, but for now, Lazada. Okay,
Okay.
so there, I mean, fortunately, when I was trying to look for other opportunities, no, I mean, Lazada was there. It was sort of like it was growing, but not super like a big giant yet, no. Back in 2017,
Yep.
right. So when I joined Lazada back then, that was sort of like, I think the acquisition happened 2016.
Yep.
So that was sort of like in the middle of it.
Mhm.
But when I joined Lazada, it was essentially still more of a Rocket Internet
Yeah,
type of company.
very much.
Right? And you know the culture of Rocket Internet, you know, the
Our
no
whole
holds
group on
barred.
before, man. So cutthroat.
Yes, cutthroat, no holds barred, aggressive, right?
Yep.
It was sort of like I don't know if you can call it a sweatshop or what, but yeah. Right? But it was really intense, right?
Yeah.
But so back then I was doing brand partnerships. Basically, I was part of the team that gave birth to LazMall.
Oh
Right.
my God.
So I did
Wow.
FMCG.
Okay.
I was handling the FMCG category. So I was handling the big brands, no, your P&Gs, your Unilevers,
Wow.
your L'Oreals, your J&Js, etc. Then when I joined, I think we were just a team of almost like 5 people in
Wow.
essentially became the LazMall team.
Mhm.
Then by the time I left my role, I think almost 3-4 years after, we were like a team of 70
Holy
people,
shit. Are you kidding
and
me?
with thousands of brands already on
Wow.
LazMall.
So, okay, a couple things I want to understand, because onboarding brands,
Mhm.
again, putting their SKUs on the thing is one thing, and again, you're eventually gonna have to match that supply with demand. What enabled you to scale that fast? Because again, there are companies like, say, Great Deals who make that work. But I want to understand how that whole dynamic works with a brand, say an enabler like Great Deals, and how a point of sale Lazada thing comes. Again, I'm just coming in naive. Please stupefy me, because I'm an idiot in this thing. Again, I want to understand how this whole dynamic works, and how that impacts the end user in that journey.
All right. I think when it comes to like onboarding the brands themselves, in terms of like the actual sort of like listing the products of the brands and making them available on the website, that's easy already, because Lazada has essentially the tech infrastructure for it. So it's easy to onboard any brand as long as the brand is willing and the brand is like can readily upload the products, the images,
On their own.
yeah. So that's okay. That's easy. What's actually hard to do is the actual day-to-day operations once you've actually opened your online store, right? Because ensuring that first of all your products are fulfilled on time now when a customer orders, right? And then doing all of the marketing and commercial activities on the platform, which sort of like eventually there's a lot of things basically you can do, no?
Yeah.
on like a Lazada or a Shopee, right? So that kind of got complicated, right? And you would need someone with basically the right competencies to be able to run your online store, right? So you will have a lot of things that you need to run it. So for example, joining campaigns, no, there's a whole gamut of campaigns, no, from your 11, 12, 12s to like your weekly whatever campaigns, no, doing flash sales, doing vouchers, doing bundles. Now I think there's cashback. There's probably a lot more promos or features that are in Lazada now that since the time that I left, no. Also doing marketing solutions, so doing like search or affiliates, no. I mean, all of that Lazada provides, no. And it can get complicated if you're a company that's sort of like used to traditional retail, or even like modern retail, like the
It's totally
supermarkets.
different.
It's totally different. So that's where the e-commerce enablers like Great Deals come in. No, so they sort of like your technically they're like your e-commerce department, so you don't need to learn everything from day one, and you can have everything running. No,
Got it.
very very fast. And
Plug
very
and
quick.
play, technically. All right.
Plug
Here's
and
my
play.
SKUs. There's Great Deals, and there are other competitors.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden you have an e-commerce
Yep.
machinery that churns all of this already.
Correct.
Okay, makes sense.
Correct. But back then it was actually I would say when I joined to 2017 thereabouts, there was still some barrier or friction when you try to onboard brands, right?
What were
'Cause
those?
so normally, some more traditional companies or even the local Filipino
dinosaurs
companies,
again are back.
yeah. So they will of course be resistant,
Yeah.
right? And it will take some time to woo them in,
Yeah.
right? But then as we onboarded more and more big players, right? We also tried to play on the FOMO aspect of it, right?
There you
So if we get to onboard, for example, if we're targeting one big player,
Okay.
right? We can't get that in, then we'll target the competitor. And once the competitor is in, they will tell, hey,
FOMO them out.
yes, FOMO actually works very well.
Yep.
Right? And then, of course, we all know the pandemic happened. And then suddenly when that happened, the tables got turned around.
Got it.
They were the ones now
Chasing.
chasing. Yes. How
That's
can we be on
amazing.
your platform? Because we can't sell elsewhere.